morning children. This is our fifth lesson, diseases and prevention of diseases. Previously you have seen first part. In that you have seen already the topics cold, cough, water communicable diseases, everything. In this is the second part. In this you are going to see some of the diseases still is there. Okay. And this is page number 34. In that you have the topic is swine flu. Okay. Swine flu is a respiratory disease caused by influenza virus known as H1N1. It is a swine flu is a respiratory related to your breathing. Okay, that is the disease which caused by a virus called H1N1. Okay, it is caused by the virus of H1N1. That virus enter into the body through inhalation, the eyes, nose or mouth of a person. It enters from one person to another person through inhalation. Inhalation is nothing but the breathing. Okay, and through eyes also, to the touch also. It affects the humans, birds and pigs also. Not only the human beings, even the animals also, even the birds also, they get this flu, namely swine flu, through this H1N1 virus. Okay. And the symptoms of this swine flu are sore throat, cough and fever are the symptoms of this disease. Fever, sore throat and cough are the diseases. Immediately you should consult a doctor if you have any sensation of vomiting or body aches or high fever. Okay. And today's precautions and the treatment are swine flu spreads through contact. It spreads through contact from one person to another person. Okay. So we must cover the mouth and nose while coughing and sneezing and wear a mask while going closer to the infected person. So that whenever you wear some mask and using your tissues or handkerchiefs, so that you can avoid some part from affecting to one person to another person. Doctors advise frequent washing of your hands with soap and water. Well, you have to wash your hands frequently. The best way is to consult your doctor who can help you with the right treatment. What are the symptoms of this swine flu? Sore throat, cough, high fever, vomiting sensation and body aches. All these are the symptoms of swine flu. It occurs, this disease may occur not only for the human beings, even for the birds and animals also. It is a communicable diseases which will be passed from one person to another person. So you have to wash your hands properly and wear a mask and be away from the other persons, not to meet frequently the persons from the affected person. And next one is measles. Measles is a serious condition in children's illness. Mostly we can see this measles in small children below 10 years like that. The measles are nothing but some bumps. It occurs just like chicken pox like that you have already seen during your childhood. Okay, it is caused by a virus. It can lead to other serious illness. Even adults may have complication if they get measles. Sometimes even in adults also we can see this virus. Feeling miserable and unwell, having a headache, high fever, runny nose and cough and red rashes all over the body are symptoms of measles. Measles are the main symptoms of this measles are runny nose and cough and mainly the red rashes all over the body. And a vaccine given in childhood may protect children from measles. So, you can see for the little children below 10 years, the doctors in hospitals, they used to give vaccines in the form of injections for every 6 months or for every 1 year to avoid this type of measles in future. Okay, this protects them from before attacking this virus. Doctors start vitamin A medication for 2 days as soon as a measles diagnosis is made. Whenever a person is found with this type of virus, he is medicated with vitamin A for the first 2 days. And if you don't treat this measles in the firstly itself, you will get the blindness and serious illness to death also. Okay, and next diphtheria. Diphtheria is an infection in the respiratory tract. It spreads through coughing and sneezing of the patient. The infection may also spread if you touch the handkerchief, towel, utensil or anything that the affected person uses. Diphtheria, it is also a communicable disease which moves from one person to another person. If a person who is affected with diphtheria, if you use that person's hankies or any tissues or any bowls, whatever the victim is used, you will also affected with this disease. Sore throat, swollen neck glands, high temperatures and breathing difficulties are the symptoms of this disease. Swollen neck glands. Neck means this area. If the glands over here, if it's swollen, those are the symptoms of diphtheria, and even the high fever also. Diphtheria is caused by a pathogenic bacteria. This bacteria multiplies fast in the upper respiratory tract. Okay, whenever this virus enters into your body, it becomes multiple and multiple within that time, so that it becomes serious illness. It may produce a toxin which enters the bloodstream to affect the heart, brain and nerves. Whenever this virus enter into your blood, it becomes multiplies, okay, and it affects your heart time to time also if you make negligence. Okay, and a DPT vaccination given to children can prevent diphtheria. Okay, and we have the vaccination for this diphtheria, namely DPT, that can be given to the children to prevent this disease. These are the communicable diseases. Next, we see the non-communicable diseases. Children, till now you have seen measles, diphtheria, all swine flu, etc. All those are communicable diseases. Now we are going to see non-communicable diseases. Okay. In the anemia, let us see the page number 35. Okay, non-communicable diseases. The diseases which are not caused by the germs but caused by improper diet are called deficiency diseases. Okay, what are communicable diseases? Previously what we have learned, if the disease caused through contact by from one person to another person, that is called communicable diseases. The diseases which are caused by germs from one person to another person, it is called communicable diseases. And non-communicable diseases means it does not occur due to the germs, due to your improper diet. That is nothing but not taking proper vegetables or food, fruits, everything. If you eat low food also, that is nothing but an improper diet. Due to that you get non-communicable diseases. Deficiency. Deficiency is nothing but you are not taking the proper vitamins, proteins, like that. Okay. Deficiency diseases may be caused by deficiency of a nutrient or by overnutrition. They are not spread from one person to another person. Okay, these non-communicable diseases, they don't spread from one person to another person. Therefore, these diseases are called non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases occur through your improper diet, that is lack of your nutrients, lack of vitamins through your food. It is called non-communicable disease. Some common deficiency or non-communicable diseases are anemia and asthma. Okay, in that first one is anemia. Anemia is a non-communicable disease. It cannot spread from one person to another person. Anemia is a non-communicable disease and doesn't spread from one person to another person. It is a condition where patient's blood loss disease is the deficiency of iron and vitamins in the person's diet. See what you eat daily. You eat your greeny leaf vegetables and fruits, everything, etc. If you lack, means if you don't eat that proper diet in your daily life, that results this anemia. It shows the difference in your red blood cells, nothing but in your blood the cells count may be decreased. Okay, tiredness and palpitations and shortness of breath, dizziness, chest pain, headache or leg pains, pale complexion are the symptoms. Okay, whenever the person is affected with this anemia, that person have the few symptoms. That is nothing but he will be having some tiredness, headache, some joint pains, or even the color complexion also. The color of your skin may be turns low. We can prevent anemia if it is due to vitamin or iron deficiency. We can do it by including the deficient nutrients in your diet. If you take proper diet, including your vegetables, fruits, or even the meat, everything, if you take in your daily life according to that, you can avoid this, you can prevent this anemia. Next one is allergies. An allergy is an overreaction on the body due to something. For example, grasses, pollen, dust, mites and animal fur may cause trouble for some people. Example, if a person who is working in the grassland, or if you play in home, you have pets, right? Whether it may be dog or cat, that animal fur is nothing but hair. That animal's hair, that also causes some allergic reactions, means some red rashes or some burns. It occurs on your skin. That is nothing but allergy. It may be in the form of rash, boils, sneezing, swellings, etc. Unfortunately, we cannot prevent allergies, but we can cure it with medicines. The sufferer must know what material causes allergy in his body. He must keep away from such allergy. If it is anemia, you can prevent this by eating proper nutrients, proper vitamins, by intaking through your food. You can prevent this. But allergy you cannot prevent by food, because it is occurred by the external something that it doesn't react to your body. Through that you will get some swelling or rashes or to this allergies you have to use some medications by consulting doctor. Okay. You should find the person who is suffering from allergy, from these reactions. You have to, that person should find what it is causing allergy to his body, and you should that person should be away from that reaction. And next one is asthma. Asthma is caused by an allergic reaction only. People who suffer from asthma are called asthmatic, and the patient has difficulty in breathing. People who are suffering from asthma, they'll feel gets asthma attack when exposed to allergens. And to avoid this asthma, we have some precautions. Drink asthma, it is an allergic reaction. You have the person who is suffering from allergy. That person should know what type of allergy, whether he is getting from food or from animal fur or something. He should be away from that allergy reaction. And for this we have some precautions. In that, drink boiled water of plenty. You have to drink with plenty and avoid overeating. Eat light dinner 1 hour before going to bed. And this person who is suffering from asthma, he should avoid even tobacco, smoking, drinking also, and his room should be very clean. And last topic is keep hygiene to prevent diseases. Hygiene is an essential component of healthy living and preventing diseases. Following good hygienic practices prevents infectious diseases. Some proper prevention, so some proper good things if we follow, we can prevent this type of communicable and non-communicable diseases in our life. Let us see what are those. Keep the cooking, washing and utility area and the kitchen clean. Your cooking area and your kitchen, all the bowls and utensils, it should be clean. The kitchen surface and the floor should be regularly cleaned. Daily you should clean your floors and your kitchen, because to avoid insects causing infections to our life. Keep the kitchen free of rats. Even you can see in our kitchens, we can see many cockroaches, rats moving over there. We have to avoid this. We have to take some precautions to not to able to come. To keep a neat and clean bathroom, use liquid soap. Wipe the toilet seat and clean dirty surfaces with sanitizing wipes or bleaching water. Keep a bin to throw sanitary diapers or napkins. Okay, all these are some terms you have to keep your hygiene to prevent diseases. What is that? You have to keep your home, even your kitchen, washroom or everything to be clean time to time, and you have to take some proper diet to avoid non-communicable diseases like anemia, and some for allergies you have to stay away from the thing which you are getting the allergy. And this is your lesson of 5th lesson, diseases and prevention of diseases. Children, hope you read this lesson one more time so that you can able to understand.